For my 2010 project, I did DIY projects. DIY projects or do-it-yourself projects are anything involving creating or building something on your own without any type of expert there to help you. It could be as simple as some type of craft, which is what I focused on, or something bigger and more complex like a home improvement. I've always seen cool projects that people have done on the internet, and I've wanted to try it but never really had the time, so I thought that 2010 was a good opportunity to do so. When I started my project, my goal was to do one DIY project a month. In November, I started researching different projects I might want to try by looking on Pinterest, Twitter accounts dedicated to DIY, or just searching the projects on Google. And in December, I started my first project. My first project was arm knitting. Although I have been looking online for ideas, my sister had made a scarf by arm knitting, so I decided to try it myself. I found a blog that had helpful directions and pictures of each step, but that wasn't enough for me. As I tried to make the scarf, it was getting more confusing, so I searched arm knitting in YouTube and found a ton of videos of people making their own scarves by arm knitting. They made it look a lot easier, and it helped me to continue on making mine. Because of the videos, the concept got a lot easier as I went on. I started over a few times, but I did complete making my scarf. Although it didn't look as nice as the ones I saw online, I think it went well for my first time, and this is the one that I made. My second project was a tied fleece blanket. This is the one I made in January. Compared to arm knitting, this turned out to be a lot easier, so I kind of wish I started out with this project. All you have to do is go to a craft store like Joann Fabrics or Michael's and buy 2 pieces of fleece. To make the actual blanket, you have to align the pieces of fabric and lay them on top of each other. Next, I cut slits about 3 inches deep, or even more if you want, all around the fabric, just to make sure you cut deep enough so you can tie the pieces together. Then knot the fabric together. Double knots are especially helpful so the blanket doesn't come apart when you wash it. After this, you're done. As you can see, the fleece blanket was probably an easier DIY project and would have been better for me to start out with. It didn't take nearly as much time as my arm knitting. It was easy to multitask and do other things, like watching TV while making a blanket, so I would suggest doing something simple like this if you want to try DIY. The last thing I did for my project was keep a blog and Twitter account, and that basically updated anyone who wanted to know about my project. It was required that we write 2 blog posts each month, and most consisted of what projects I completed and how they went. I would try to update my Twitter account with the link to my latest blog posts and other retweets of DIY projects I thought were cool. Like I said at the beginning of my presentation, my goal was to complete 1 project per month. February was a busy time for me, so I did not complete my goal because I didn't do my February project. I would like to continue using my spare time to do more DIY projects. I already came up with an idea for this month, and that's DIY glitter canvas, which is shown on the screen. From doing this project, I wanted to appreciate the time that goes into things that I have. Even though my projects are really simple, it took a lot of time to do it, and it was hard to get to be the correct way for the finished product to look nice. One of the things I struggled with was finding time to complete each project. First, I had to find an idea that I really liked and wanted to complete, which was difficult to do at times because a lot of the projects didn't apply to me. Then I had to go to the store to find the right supplies, if I didn't already have it, which was most of the time, and come home to complete the project with no one showing me what to do. Instead, I would just read the directions off my computer screen. It was also difficult to actually do a project during class time, given us for 20 time, so I would use that time to post on my blog or research projects I would like to do. Without the struggles I went through for this project, like having to redo my scarf and finding the time to complete each project, I would not have felt like I had made any improvements from where I started. To end my presentation and summarize my 20-time project experience, I would like to end with the following quote: "If there is no struggle, there is no progress." Thank you.
Any questions for Theresa?
Thanks.